We're not sure on Manny at the moment. Obviously, he came off with a little bit of a knock on Saturday, and he has trained. But we'll see how he gets on today in terms of what sort of part he can play tomorrow. Lawrence Maguire's back in full training. Everything's fine, so he's available for selection. So yeah, we're in good spirits. Obviously, it's a great result away from home last week, and the training's been really good and really intensive. So all ready for tomorrow.
You said at the start of the season you tend to look at things, I think you said in 7-game sections. So how do you reflect on being top of the league after your first 7?
Yeah, it's a good place to be. It's where we want to be after 44. We must remember that, but it's always a good benchmark. Look, we were 22nd 10 months ago or whatever, so in 10 months we've managed to flip that around, but it is only the start of the season. If we can have a similar form in the 10 months leading forward, then we'll be where we want to be, won't we?
How big is it that you've seemed to have created that belief that fans can now think about a future back in the Football League as opposed to where they were when you just mentioned they're 20th in the table?
I think that's a really valid point, Rob. I think that what we've done is managed to change the mindset a little bit, and it's not just me, it's the leadership from the board as well. It's a real wave of positivity at the moment, and it's reflected in the attendances and the following away from home, which is fantastic at Yeovil again after such short notice for people to change their plans and obviously come down to Yeovil, which is a very long way to go, and to take 230 fans there is a credit to the club. The fans are. So look, it's a change of mindset. We're looking upwards rather than downwards. You're quite right, and that was the most important thing when I first come in. We needed to inspire people quickly and bring a togetherness, and we've certainly got that.
And while it is 7 and not 44 games, what do you gain as a team or as a manager when you set a certain standard early and you do get that momentum into your season early?
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? The momentum could have been lost quite easily. It's difficult when you lose a playoff game. I've been there twice before with previous clubs, and you can have a layover. And that's probably what's happened with Torquay. They've had a little bit of a layover from their unfortunate defeat in the final. But we mustn't rest on our laurels, and they've got some good players, and we have to respect them, and we know what weapons they've got. So we need to make sure we respect them, which we will. And we try and play with our DNA, which I've said before, and make sure we entertain, which we have done so far here at the Technique. We've scored plenty and let only a few in.
Yeah, this is a good test next as well, isn't it? Like you say, Torquay, although they've had a mixed start, everybody knows what they're capable of after last year.
Yeah, and the results across the National League over these 7 games show that there's no easy game, especially in the early knockings of the league. So it was only a few months ago that these were in a playoff final and lost on penalties to get into the EFL. So yeah, it's a great test for us. Another good benchmark to how far we've come. Not just for me, for everybody in the stadium, including the supporters, because I'm sure Torquay will have a spell in the game. We have to remember that other teams have game plans, and at some point they're going to throw a punch, if you like. So we have to respect that, and when it comes, like it did against Barnet, we stick together, and in the end we got the result we wanted.
Yeah, do you think you've handled that well so far? Like you say, that when teams come back at you, or if you face adversity in a game, do you feel like your players have handled it well?
Yeah, I think a good marker for that was Gavin Gunning coming off in the centre of our defence on Saturday, our captain, our leader. We had to shuffle a few positions around because obviously Lawrence was injured as well, so 2 of his centre halves were out. And I think that Yeovil came strong in the second half. They're going to their home, they won 3 on the bounce, picked up a great result, Stockport just before us. And had a rest on the Tuesday evening as well, so they're a fresher. So when that came, we defended our 18-yard box superbly, and I can't remember Scott having a save to make. So, that's good evidence there to your question, really, Rob.
I know there's not much you can do about this, but what do you make of your travel schedule? Dover, Yeovil, Woking, Wrexham, Southend, all in less than a month?
Bring it on.
Does it impact anything though as a boss? I mean, I don't know, maybe it doesn't, but you've got to plan around a lot of travelling there. I don't know if it affects players at all in terms of keeping 100% when you're sat on a bus for so long.
Well, there's a reason why any promoted team in the pyramid go up to the championship. If you're promoted, your home form needs to be strong, doesn't it? It's very rarely the other way round in terms of, yes, you pick up points away from home, and their bonuses. As long as you win your home games, it stands you in good stead, and obviously then you can plan around your away games. However, my away form since I've been here, or our away form since I've been, has been strong. So we don't fear anyone on the roads. And sometimes it can work in our favour because there's more space in behind, especially with the players we've brought into the building in the summer. We can exploit space behind, which we did really well against Yeovil in the first half. We caused them numerous problems, varied our attacks short and long, got round the back of them, played through them and over. And, ultimately, I think the 2-0 lead at half-time probably flattered them. We created a lot of opportunities, and I think we were very, very good in the first half there.
You were there with Kieran Brennan, who's gone to Notts County. I just wondered, are you still looking for additions? Are you active in the transfer market currently?
No, I'm not sure where that came from. There was no interest in the first place. We're happy with the squad. I said that on Saturday. We're not looking to bring anyone else in. Obviously, Hayden's injury or setback needs to be looked at, but he wasn't planning on returning into full training till mid-October at the earliest, ready for action probably November time. So, look, we knew what we wanted and how many numbers we wanted up to November. And if I need to readdress it, then I will. But at the moment, the team's in good form. The players that are coming in are doing really well. The players that are going out are doing really well. And what I mean by that is their mindset staying strong. They're training with an intensity because they know they're going to be called back in at some stage. So the squad's done really well.
Cheers, James. All the best this weekend.
Thanks, Rob.
Good morning, James.
Hi, Lim. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good.
Can I ask about Gavin Gunning and his broken nose last week? How's he doing?
Yeah, he's good. He came back into non-contact yesterday, and we need to have a look at him today. But hopefully, if everything goes okay today and to plan, then he'll be back and ready for selection for tomorrow.
And how's Danny Rowe after his illness last week? How's he doing?
Similar. He trained on Tuesday a little bit, had a full session yesterday, and again, hopefully if everything goes well today, which I'm sure it will, he's feeling stronger. He is available for selection as well.
Great stuff. Obviously, it has been a good start to the season then. I'm just wondering, are there any areas of the team where you feel like you can improve then, if any?
We can always improve. We can improve every day. So look, we're always looking to improve. We're always looking to strive forward. The results have been positive. 5 out of 7 wins so far and 2 draws. We want to maintain that momentum and continue the unbeaten run as long as we can, like any team would.
Do you feel like the team has got more gears to go up? You feel like there's more to come from this team?
There was a feeling, I felt last Saturday perhaps that we could have maybe gone up a few gears if we needed to in the second half. I felt that it was a good, controlled, professional performance in the second half, restricting the opposition to little or if any shots on target. I think they only had 1 shot on target in each half, which is excellent as an away team to shut out your opponent like that. That was impressive. And maybe if it was closer, maybe we could have gone up another gear, because I felt like it was very controlled in the second half, which I wanted and which I asked for. So the players are ticking the boxes there. But certainly obviously the back end of the first half in our last home game wasn't good enough. And perhaps the start of the second half we could have improved as well. So there's always room for improvement. Can we sustain high intensity levels for 90 minutes here? Because I don't think we've done that. The last minute equaliser against Bromley probably reflects that as well. I think we can string together maybe a 95 minute performance at a high intensity. I think we haven't reached that level yet.
And you were involved in some big games towards the end of last season with the pressure on in terms of trying to get into the playoffs. Do you feel like that experience will really help you this time around when these big games come around?
Yeah, and pressure only comes on yourself, so only yourself can put pressure on yourself, if that makes sense. So the other bits outside of it is just noise. You've got to focus on the performance objectives, individual, unit and collective as a team. The players have worked with me now for some time. Even the new ones now have been with me for 4 months. So look, they know what we want to do. We know how we want to play here. And look, the first thing is we have to respect Torquay. It's not going to be any pushover. I know they've only got 6 points so far out of 7 games. that's not a true reflection on their quality they've got in their squad and the quality management they've got with the experience they've got. So they're going to come strong at some stage in the season. We've got to make sure they don't start or kick-start their season here.
And of course the game is being televised on BT Sport. Is there a sort of, will there be a message sort of, play the game, not the occasion, if you like? I don't know whether that ever comes into a player's mindset with the cameras there, whether they might try and do something a little bit different. Will that be a message from you, or just keep the game as it is?
No, I trust the players. I know we've got enough experience in there. It goes without saying that we have to play the game. There's going to be many games on TV in the future if we still maintain our position in the upper echelon of the league. And last year we obviously had some big games on TV as well. So it doesn't affect myself. It doesn't affect anything we're doing in our preparation, and it shouldn't affect the players. I'm sure it won't.